There's a serious threat for Chad Wienen's bid for a fourth ATV Motocross Championship, and it comes from Joel Hetrick, who has now won 4 straight motos, including a strong performance from behind to win the first moto at our last race at High Point. Then he led early in Moto 2, before a brief mistake allowed Wienen to get back by him, and the two title contenders went back and forth in a classic duel as Josh Upperman went up and over. Late in the race, Hetrick made the pass on Wienen. 4 straight moto victories and 2 straight overalls give him the points lead. Wienen's going to have to fight back today at Ironman, or Hetrick is going to take the #1 place. Hello everyone, and welcome to continuing coverage of the Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship has come. The Ironman ATV Motocross, we're about an hour west of Indianapolis, Indiana in Crawfordsville. This is the 6 points paying round of the 2015 season for our pro ATV riders. I'm your host, Jason Wygant. Beautiful facility they built basically from scratch here. It's a long-running and very popular cross-country event in the AMSOIL GNCC Tour, but now they built a motocross track, and the best in the four-wheeled ATV motocross business are here to do some business. Little rain leaning into this event, but great weather now. I see the track even a little bit dusty in spots for our youth and amateur riders to do damage to it, and the rain leading up actually only makes things that much better. Real drama on our hands, though, when we roll out our pro riders. We have a new points leader. A lot of these kids on the outside looking in have realized there is a possibility of unseating the #1, Chad Wienen. And the charge is led by this man, Joel Hetrick, who's won the last 2 races.
After last round at High Point, pulling the 1-1, I got the points lead by 2 points. In between the races, I just rode as much as I could, put the same training in. My trainer, Dom, got me a little more intense for the workouts, and just put in the work, and hopefully I can stay up front, pull some consistent motos this weekend. Track looks great, so we'll see what we can do and get up on that box.
So here is Wienen, your 3-time and defending champion. Had the points lead for a bit, lost it at High Point. Knows he has to fight back against Hetrick today.
All right, in between the last race, I actually lost the points lead, but just kind of been able to prepare myself for this next round. Being here at Indiana, nice close to home, back in the Midwest, so really happy about that. And with Joel stepping his game up, and then it forced me to step my game up as well. And having somebody to race with is definitely, it improves both of our skills, and it's making the racing so much better to watch. And the 2-point gap, I mean, it's one moto deal where I could take back the points lead. So my team's really leaning on me to do big things this weekend, and as I am myself. So I'm really excited about the weekend and see what we can put down.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's been fun watching those two battle it out. And on the outside looking in is the Texan, Thomas Brown. He wants more than just 3rd place.
Came off 4 third-place motos, man, and any day on the box is great, but I'm not happy with it. I definitely want to win motos and win races, so we've been putting in a lot of time. We worked on our speed more than anything. And a lot of sprint motos, with motos in between, just pounding out stuff, a lot of time on the bike between these 2 rounds, and hopefully that's going to be the ticket to separate me from everybody else and put me a little further up. I need to catch Chad and Joel, and they're working hard, and they're proving it, man. Joel's 4 wins, and Chad 4 seconds, and then me 4 thirds, so I'm ready to step it up and mix it up and get a good battle going. Hopefully walk away with a win, and this hard work I've been putting in will pay off.
Okay, well, a little work left for Thomas Brown and everyone else. A riders' meeting taking place. We'll have qualifying after this. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Back here at the Ironman ATV National, brought to you by Mountain Dew. Time for our qualifiers. This is practice and qualifying all rounded up into one. For ATV set, we'll put the stopwatches out, figure out who has the fastest times. And in addition, the riders are trying to learn the course, how to jump the jumps and where to make their passes in the races. So kind of a mixed order for what they're trying to do out here right now. But one thing that is not mixed up, every single time we do this, it's Joel Hetrick to the front. And he was, again, a force today. Here's Chad Wienen. Does not have the red backgrounds on that Yamaha right now. Kind of surprising to see that with the number 1. He's had it for a long time, and there's Thomas Brown. We talked to those three at the top of the show. They have been the class of the field so far this year, but Brown wants more. He's looking for that first win. Here's Jeff Rastrelli, and bad news for the Can-Am rider. He goes down there, and it is going to be a AC shoulder separation for him. Will knock him out of competition today. Tough break. Young rider out of Florida really stepping up this season. This track, you can see it's a favorite. It should be flat. The parking area is flat, the pits are flat, but then we have these giant hills in the back. They built the track around that. V2 Casanedi there on the number 5. Elevation change for both the jumps and the hills. See the 726. Tyler Hamrick out of Ohio. A lot of these youngsters looking for a breakthrough, trying to build the confidence. That's what Rastrelli was doing earlier in the year. Too bad he is out for the day. Dirt is also in perfect condition due to all the rain we had coming in. So the riders really able to find traction and lay down some fast lap times. The 91 of Jesse Barnes, he appreciates that traction. As does Sean Taylor here, back in black. And here's Silas Lemons on the white Suzuki as well. First qualifying session, how about this? Chad Wienen comes out on top, but Joel Hetrick bounces back in the second one, and he will be the fastest overall qualifier. ATVRiders.com award going to Hetrick, who has swept qualifying. He's been the fastest overall in every race this year. And we will be racing next. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Well, this is going to be exciting. I'm Jason Wygant here, the host of Racer TV, the Mountain Dew ATV Motocross Championships. There's Joel Hetrick, fastest rider in qualifying, has won 4 straight motos and has ripped the points lead away from Chad Wienen. A real showdown brewing for Moto 1. A little right-left kink in this start. Josh Upperman with the Rocky Mountain ATV MC helmet cam. And you can see who's in front of him with the whole shot. It's Hetrick. SSI decals of money coming to him. Whoa! Thomas Brown finds room on the inside. Now side by side with Upperman. And Brown locks it down. So he's up to second. Chad Wienen in fourth. And what are you going to do with this kid on the 88, Joel Hetrick? Incredible speed as of late. Now he's always been fast coming out of the amateur ranks, but I think he's taken it to another level this year. Woo! Upperman does not do that gigantic uphill triple. Doesn't lose any positions, but he did lose a little bit of time to Brown. Back down the hill we go, and now back to the top. Hetrick, Brown, and it looks like Wienen has climbed up to third. So our top 3 riders in the series, our top 3 in this race, and really interesting position for Brown. You heard us say at the top of the show, he's been working on his speed. He knows he has some work to do to match these other 2 guys, and here's his opportunity. He's in second. Let's see what he can do. Can he hang with Hetrick? Can he hold off Wienen? And Wienen and Brown used to be teammates on the Yamahas, but now they've got separate operations, so that might change the strategy there a bit too. Hold on to it, Hetrick off the side of the track. Whoa. He was about a foot away from complete disaster if his left side tires had not landed on the jump. The right side came off. If the left did as well, he probably would have flipped that thing for sure. And this is the edge they're riding on right now. Yes, Hetrick has won a bunch in a row, but Wienen has proven so solid in the consistency game the last few years. You see him rolling up on Brown now. I think you can count on Wienen not throwing any points away. The question is, can Hetrick ride like this and not have any big mistakes? He did have a crash battling with Wienen earlier in the year. He has bounced back to get that points lead. Speaking of bouncing, Brown and Wienen bouncing off of each other in a battle for second, and Wienen takes it over. Great racing here in Indiana. Stay with us. Hetrick trying to get away. He's got a new challenger in second, and we'll see if the champ can track him down. We might have another classic battle. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Joel Hetrick continues to lead, but now he's going to have to deal with Chad Wienen, who just got around Thomas Brown as we were going to break. Look at the lead Hetrick has opened up. In fact, he's gotten further away now that Wienen has moved into second. Go back to Upperman here with our Rocky Mountain ATV MC onboard, and just look at the handlebars sawing at them back and forth. Really get an idea of how hard the ride is, and these riders are getting kicked around. Ronnie Hickerson and David Hogsma are all over him. Mistake. Oh, and he blew the corner. Upperman went wide. That's going to allow Hickerson to get by. Hogsma, by the way, he does some off-road racing out in the desert, but he's always quick when he turns up here at the motocross races. Look at Hetrick pitching it into the corner. That's old school ATV riding right there, pitching it in like a TT rider, like the three-wheel guys used to do, steering it with the back end and airing out that gigantic uphill triple, and he is gone. You don't even see Wienen in these shots. This is unbelievable what Hetrick has done. Although I have to say, with the talent and speed he has always had, a lot of people felt it was a matter of when, not if, he would be able to do this kind of damage. And you look at the body language of Wienen, he's not even going after him at this point. He's going to let the kid have this moto win. And again, Wienen plays that consistency game so well, and he learned it because he was once the young, fast guy who couldn't do it in every moto, who would be fast at most of the rounds, but would have big crashes and injuries. So Wienen has learned the ropes. Could be 5 straight moto wins for Hetrick here as he continues to air out the huge jumps. Now a downhill bounces down into the valley. And also the ATV side, you got to worry about reliability of the equipment. Now Hetrick's got a first-rate team with Hetrick Racing and Corrosion on this Honda. But still, these hard landings, sometimes they take a toll. Wienen second, Thomas Brown third. No surprise there. I believe Upperman has gotten back around Hickerson for fourth. And he's looking for 5 straight moto wins and further stretching that points lead, but the lead will still not be that big. But Wienen, again, is so good at it, he'll finish second or third at his worst. 1 lap to go. And by the way, some clouds starting to circle. We mentioned rain leading into this race. Perfect track conditions now, but you see how polished and hard and shiny the dirt looks? This would not respond well if we got rain at this point. That'd be like ice. So we'll see what happens. We have a second moto coming your way here on MavTV. And if you're Hetrick, well, you hope you can just complete this magic over and over. Every time he has been on the machine as of late, he has been bad fast. He's had a few mistakes here and there, but he's had great starts. And the mistakes, he's been able to recover from them. He's just firing on all cylinders right now. Lead is about 6 seconds for Hetrick. Oh, and here comes the rain. Well, I was wondering how it would affect the second moto, but it has come down now on Moto 1. But it's the last lap, so I don't think it'll be enough time for the rain to really soak in and do any damage to the track. But you can see the wind has picked up as well. And again, we're only halfway through the race day, so plenty of time for this rain to change this track. And Hetrick wisely not going all the way over that plateau jump now. Remember, he almost threw it away on that earlier in Moto 1. Well, Hetrick's rides, as of late, it kind of reminds me on the motocross side, if you watch those races here on MavTV, what Eli Tomac was doing early in the season. 5 straight moto wins and dominant each time. Wienen, Brown, Upperman, Hickerson round out the top 5, and here it comes. Well, the rain definitely made huge damage to this course. This is even worse than I thought. Okay, the fans love it. But for the racers, not so much. Everything they learned in Moto 1, they've got to change in Moto 2. You see the bigger, taller, knobbier mud tires. See the duckbill visors and the hand guards. Tape over the front of the machines. Sun is out now, and that's actually going to make things worse because as it dries this rain out, it's just going to get stickier, harder to see. The machines get heavier. This is often where championships are won and lost, and look who's got the start. Thomas Brown right over Hetrick. So 2 good starts today for Brown. His machine is clean. Hetrick right behind, and Upperman battling it out with Wienen. Wienen to the number 3 spot. Oh man, and now you see the sun out, rain in spots. This is, it's so muddy down there in the bottom in these valleys where the water has dripped off of the hills. Then it will be slippery in some areas, deep and sticky in others. Some spots it's down to be actually dry, and then also you got to deal with the humidity. It's really going to be taxing on the riders and the machines here, and I'm interested to see how everyone's going to play it. How all out do they go? If you're Hetrick, you're in a tough spot because you might want to play conservative in the conditions, but you're also taking on Roost, just getting pelted with mud. And I think he has tried to back it down, and Wienen has caught him in a battle for second while Brown tries to get away. He said how badly he wants to win one of these. Oh! And Hetrick is down! Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Well, disaster has struck here at Ironman Raceway. Thomas Brown and Chad Wienen, a pair of Yamaha riders, lead the field around, but your points leader, Joel Hetrick, also your first moto winner, you don't see him. Upperman comes through, Higgerson in 4th. Hetrick has picked it up from the back, but he went end over end while getting passed by Chad Wienen for 2nd. So credit to the champ, he put the pressure on, and it led to a mistake. Ooh, and our leader, Brown, getting almost off the machine as well. And this is what Wienen does. He just keeps the pressure on. Do I see rain again in the sunshine? It's impossible to predict which way this track is going to go. Brown pulling back away from Wienen. And through it all, Brown could be headed to that elusive first win of the year. Upperman and Higgerson coming through here next. Track's actually drying out in those spots. Looks pretty good down there. How about Thomas Brown? All the work he put in, he said he was hoping it would pay off. It has. I think Wienen trying to be a little consistent here. And also, again, that Roost, you get right behind someone and try to pass them. Look at all the mud coming off the rear tires of Brown, and that's what Wienen would have to deal with. So he's in a tough position. If he really wants to go for the win, he might not be able to anyway. See, Upperman comes through relatively clean compared to Higgerson, who's behind him in 4th. You can still actually tell that's a Yamaha that Brown is riding. He's led this whole thing and hasn't had as much Roost. See riders on the side of the track, the conditions have claimed some, but not Thomas Brown, the Texas native who works as hard as anybody and really enjoys the races as much as anyone. He's such a fun guy to talk to, always pumped up, and whether he's just getting those podiums in 3rd and he wants more, he's still happy. But he will be especially pumped now because I think this will be enough to take the overall, because a 3-1, which is what Brown would have, beats a 2-2. You get that bonus for winning a moto. So Wienen will have 2 seconds on the day, but here's the good news for him. 14th place right now is Hetrick. He has gotten back on the track, but he's so far back he's not able to make up any position. So Wienen, I believe, will be your points leader again if it ends like this. Brown looking over, lap riders racing him. Oh, that's Hetrick. They're battling each other, and it's raining again. Hetrick looks down to try to avoid the Roost. Just a crazy day here at the Ironman, and we talked so much about how important consistency would be. And as you see Chad Wienen about to retake the points lead, well, that just means that for as much as I talked about it, I still didn't hit on it enough, because it is once again the deciding factor in a Chad Wienen championship drive. Now, Brown doesn't care about any of that. His goal is to win races. He's 3rd in points, not thinking about the title at the moment. These are the biggest raindrops, by the way, you've ever seen. Brown handling it in stride in the Moto Experts Yamaha. The Wienen Motorsports machine behind him. And I think Wienen has let him go. And it's going to be a great day at the races for Thomas Brown. His goal was to do nothing but win, and that's exactly what he did. 3-1 gives him the overall. Upperman on the podium, edging out Hetrick. Janusa, good job in the top 5. Let's talk to our top riders.
Moto 1, we ended up with a third place, and we were a little bit closer than we've been, so I was okay with the improvement, but I still wanted to win races, you know, and then as soon as we finished and got back in the pits, the storm hit and it got really muddy. So we threw our mud setup on, which we knew was on point, and man, the setup just kills it, along with the Moto Experts motor. The Yamaha just works great all the time, so just the whole program together is just perfect. You know, I'm just stoked to get a win here, and I hope to carry it on to Walnut, where I took a win last year, see if we can do it again.
I just rode a nice, smooth, consistent race. Came out of the hole shot probably about 6 and made some quick passes on guys, and man, and just put my head down and had Thomas in front of me, and I was actually trying to chase him down, but yeah, he was riding really well, and we ended up with a 2-2 and for second overall, and regained the points lead going to my home track in Illinois. It's so good to be heading home there, and we're gonna have a huge support group, and we're gonna make this push for the championship here on out.
It actually turned out really good, you know. Unfortunately, Joel had a little mishap and wrecked, and that's what landed me up here on the podium. So I'm happy about that. But you know, I'm just glad to be back up here, and you know, for the River team, we've been working hard. You know, everybody there, from Rich to Doug to Rod and Leon and Tony. I mean, it's been a little bit of a battle, you know, and we're getting it, and you know, this is going to be a huge confidence booster for all of us, and getting us up here. So we're all happy.
Here's your race recap brought to you by Amsoil. First moto, yeah, a little bit of dust, perfect conditions, and Joel Hetrick gets out to the early lead. Chad Wienen makes some moves, tries to go after Hetrick early. Hetrick almost throws it away on this jump. He had Thomas Brown right behind him, and Wienen as well, but the kid would smooth out. Here's Wienen making the move for second, but he would not be able to catch Hetrick. In fact, the kid just kept pulling away and was on to his 5th straight moto win. But then everything changed in all ways. Huge rain between motos, and now we've got a mutter. Brown off to the good start. But watch this. Hetrick gets passed by Wienen and then goes down hard, and that's what everyone was afraid of, both in these conditions and with the real on-the-edge riding we had seen from Hetrick as of late. Brown goes on to win the moto and the overall. Wienen retakes the points lead. Catch us next week. This championship is far from over. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.